Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Running from back in the video. Today we're going to be taking a look at my Week 15 predictions and seeing how I did, and seeing what my Week 16. Week 15, I went 10-6. Not the best, could have always been better. Let's take a look. Okay, first game I got wrong. Atlanta versus Tampa. I thought Tampa was going to be able to play a good game. Again, that was an extremely close game. Last second field goal. Next game, Kansas City versus Chargers. I thought Kansas City was going to play good. Fighting for a playoff spot. Got that wrong. Bad prediction. Giants versus Washington. I felt like Giants could win this game. Washington wasn't playing with Jay Daniels. I felt like with their offense being fully, as healthy as it was for a majority of the season for the Giants, felt like they could beat this Washington team. Okay, Green Bay versus Denver. A game that was close. Definitely, it was, but turnovers is what cost Green Bay the win. Carolina versus New Orleans. I mean, New Orleans just is 3-1 against, I think, against their own division, which is insane. Being that, like, starting the season, they were considered favorites for the number one overall pick. And then Dallas versus Minnesota. I mean, Dallas just blew up. They looked horrendous. But hey, let's take a look at Week 16. Okay, first game we got Los Angeles Rams versus Seattle Seahawks. I got Los Angeles Rams. Even though they're playing in Seattle, the way that Seattle played last week against the Colts, against the team with a quarterback who just came in earlier the week, just came in on what's it called, Tuesday, Tuesday or Wednesday was his first practice, I think. You know, yes, he is a veteran. He is up there for one of the best non Super Bowl winning quarterbacks of all time. But didn't really didn't really like stop him as much as he should, especially being out of football for over 5 years. Next up, we got Philadelphia versus Washington. I think Philadelphia is winning this game. Philadelphia needs to win this game to win the AFC East and end the streak of AFC East not having back-to-back division winners. Next up, we got Chicago versus Green Bay. I think because this is at Soldier Field, I think this is going to Chicago. I think that this is definitely like going to help boost them. But again, this game could go either way, like they did the last time. Next up, we got Tampa versus Carolina. I think this being in Carolina gives me the hope that Carolina is going to win this game, and they'll have a little bit more momentum going into their Week 18 matchup for the division. I think it's going to be. Next up, we got Buffalo versus Cleveland. I got Buffalo winning. I mean, Cleveland isn't the best team. This Buffalo team needs these wins. Next up, we got Chargers versus Dallas. I got Chargers winning. The way Dallas lost last week to Minnesota just gives me the idea that they're not that good and that they can't win this game. Next up, we got Jets versus New Orleans. The way New Orleans played last week, great game against a team who just beat the number one team in the NFC. I just can't see New Orleans losing this game against the Jets, especially with what's going on in the organization. Except Minnesota versus Giants. I got Minnesota winning. Giants just look horrendous. For all we know, I mean, Giants can play. This is going to be a close game because for some reason the Giants, no matter who they play, it'll be a close game no matter who in the world they play. They keep every game close. Next up, we got Tennessee versus Kansas City. Even without Mahomes, I think this Kansas City team's going to win. I mean, this is Tennessee we're talking about. Minshew's a solid backup where, he's definitely not a guy that's going to be a true number one starter, but he's definitely a solid backup that could beat this Tennessee team. Cincinnati versus Miami. I think Cincinnati's going to win this game. Miami, a team that is, on and off. They can be really good, but they can also be really bad. Well, that's what we're going to see, but I think Cincinnati's just going to blow them away. Because unless Miami does something with Ewers back in the backfield. Next up, we got Atlanta versus Arizona. I got Arizona winning. I just feel like they just can, with the way Atlanta plays, they're like on 1 week, off the other. Like they're on and off, similar with the Lions. But we're gonna get the Lions next. But yeah, had Arizona winning. Jacksonville versus Denver. I think the way that Jacksonville played last week, again, it is the Jets, but I think they're going to keep that momentum and try and use that momentum to destroy this Denver's team and just show them that they are human They are very fragile when it comes down to it. And next up, we got Pittsburgh versus Detroit. I mean, guys, we've seen this gone. Detroit hasn't won or lost back-to-back games since they haven't had a streak of winning or losing since October. They lost last week. They ain't losing back-to-back. So I got Detroit winning this game. Next up, Raiders, Houston. I mean, that's a pretty obvious one. It's Houston. Houston looks really good. Next up, New England versus Baltimore. I mean, that last week shows that this New England's defense does have a weak spot, does have weak spots, especially with, the short gains and stuff, and especially with the way that Baltimore plays with a lot of, they can run a lot of two tight end sets, and that's definitely something that can destroy this New England defense. And next up, we got final game, San Francisco versus Indianapolis. I have San Francisco winning. I don't think that Rivers is going to help this Indianapolis team get to that point. But yeah, guys, that's my predictions this week. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And peace.